Welcome back to Create and Craft with Katie. Today we are going to make a wreath. It was all inspired by this sweet lemonade mason jar sign that I found at the Dollar Tree. It had a hanger across here that I simply took off, and we're going to use this as the inspiration. We're also going to need a wire wreath form from the Dollar Tree, a roll of the pink burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, a selection of flowers, hot glue gun, scissors, snips in case the wire is too hard to snip off, and I may or may not be using these artificial lemons that I bought on sale at Hobby Lobby this week. The whole bag was $2.50. For the base of the wreath, you're going to use the wire wreath form with the burlap ribbon and simply wrap it all the way around. This one roll will cover 2/3 of the wreath, but that's enough for me because when we add the sign, you won't be able to see where there isn't any ribbon. I did this off camera because you simply are just going to weave it around the ring. So I've moved the angle of the camera so you can get a little bit of a better view of how I'm looking at laying this out. So we're going to have the sign here. I have 2 of these long pink stems. I'm thinking of having one like this and one like this. I like the offset look. We have the yellow stem, and what I've done, just so I can see roughly how it's going to look, is I just bent it a little so that I can see. Okay, I think I like that, and then we've got to work on something in the middle. So for this centre part where all the stems are that obviously we need to cover up, I'm thinking maybe these peonies, these actually come off the stem really easily and will fill in the space nicely, and they're a good contrast of the colour. I also think I am definitely going to add a few of the lemons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and trim these stems and start to add them, and then we will come back. So I have cut the stems down, and I actually want to push this underneath here to keep it into a bunch. Well, to help me, I'm just going to get a little piece of packing tape and wrap it around the stems, virtually recreating the single stem piece that it originally was, because this way I can add it to my wreath in a single piece, and then when I decide where I want to arrange these, I can hot glue them into place. Excuse me, Frankie, how am I supposed to craft if you are eating my flowers? Yes, exactly. So we are halfway through. I'm just checking this is still going to fit nicely on here. As you can see, the flowers are splaying out over the top and the bottom. These ones we tucked inside. These had to go straight on top, obviously, because of the way that the fold is going to be. And now we're going to add the peonies to the centre. Now, this is an extra step. You can simply take the peony off and leave it as it is, but what I like to do is to actually deconstruct and re-add the leaf back onto it, which means that you will have a couple of pieces of petal, and you are also going to add the leaf from the stem back onto it, because I think it adds a little bit more touch to it. Okay, so now we're going to see approximately where we want to place the peonies to be able to fill in this green part. I think that they're going to look okay just there, so I'm going to stick them down. So one of the things I like to do when I'm making a wreath is to put it on this wreath stand. It gives me a chance to see how it's going to look before it's finished, and as to whether or not I think it needs anything else. Now I'm going to add the mini lemons, but I do think that it would benefit from a few little pops of white in and amongst the flowers. So I'm going to go out and play with it a little more. So I really think it benefited from the addition of these white flowers. The other addition is my little crafty helper in the corner, Frankie. He thinks the flowers are for him. We have to keep chasing him off the counter. Anyway, I'm going to go and play around with the placement of the lemons, and then I'll come back. So I'm really pleased with how it's coming on. I've added the lemons, 4 lemons to it. I'm going to add the sign, and then I will see whether or not it needs any more, but I think we may almost be done. So I'll go and add this sign to it, and then we'll come back. Now, it was a bit difficult to get the sign on because obviously this is only a wire wreath. So what I did was I used a little bit of hot glue to let it grab on the front where the burlap was. And when that had set, I flipped it over onto its back and I raised it up with a little piece of wood, and I simply went around with my glue gun onto the wire that it sat on, so that now it's got a good stick to it. So now we have the wreath completed. I'm very happy with the way it turned out, and I don't think anybody would think that the majority of the products were from the Dollar Tree. And in total it was less than $10. $8 for the Dollar Tree products, and the lemons were $2.50 for a bag of about 15, and we only used 4. They are in the floral department in Hobby Lobby. They have lots and lots of fake fruit in there, and I really like it, and it seems to have been going on sale recently. So anyway, I really hope that you like this. I'm going to go hang it on my front door, and thank you very much for watching. I really would love to have you subscribe so that you can come back and see more of the creations at Create and Craft with Katie. Thank you. Bye.